video. This is what I have for gold this current week that we have opened for. This is 7th of 12th of 7 2026. Yeah, that's what it says on my calendar right there. So this is already the analysis that I've done, and this is what I'm going to be looking at for gold once it's London session, because I prefer trading London session. So the market has already opened, so I'm gonna just be looking for a retracement up to this area before I take my sell. But at first I would love for it to break this low, then do something like this. I'm just gonna take everything back to where I started the analysis. All right, let me see if I could go back in time right from Friday's trade. Let's see if we could get back to that place. All right, we are back. This was the trade, the last trade that I analyzed on Thursday, and it happened to play out on Friday. Yeah, this was the whole dead hour, and as the market opened, this was very close. This was a close one, but I didn't get there, so it later got tapped in and head over straight to TP. But this is not what we need right now. Let me try and let me remove all of this and do a proper analysis. All right, now let's head over to the daily first of all. Now from the daily, based on what we have recently, we are currently bearish. Like, we are so fully bearish. I don't have anything to do with what is already on this side. Nothing concerns me with anything that is here. So what I have to deal with is what I have currently on the chart, which is this area. This is the only part where I have business with on this daily time frame. Anything aside from this area is none of my business. And now I've gotten my direction, and my direction is saying what? My direction is saying that we are fully bearish. And now, as the kind of rejection I'm seeing right here, we have something above here. We have an order block above here that the market has not retraced into, and a fresh break of structure below this area. And now, as I'm looking at what the market is doing, I feel like the market is trying to do what? Is trying to go back up here, either respect this resistance zone we have here, or go above to respect this one, and then use this as an inducement and sweep off the liquidities that are there. Then respect this before we do what? Before we continue lower. But we are not going to wait for it, because it might even take up to 2 months for the market to get up there. Now let us work with the recent thing we have on the chart, which is this place. So this is the only place we're going to deal with. And now, as I'm looking at this area, I have something below here, which is this low. This one particular here, the market took off from there. And I also have something here. The market also got rejected at this point. And then I have the last low, which is this last week that was here. Yeah, so those 2 points, I'm gonna head over to the 4-hour to get a cleaner chart and know where I'm gonna attack from. Now from here, based on what I'm seeing, I can see the market getting rejected from this point. It got rejected from this point multiple times. So this level becomes a heavy zone where the market could possibly react from and continue bullish. But we still have a lot to wait for. We still have a lot from here to wait for the market to get down to this area. Is a lot. And sometimes, when even if you mark out your zone like this, you will mark it out, finish, and wait for hours for the market to retrace back into that zone, and it will end up not getting to that area. So you guys know what we always do. We took advantage of it. That's not matter for us. So now, based on what I'm seeing, the market is trying to retrace back after we had this market structure shift. It didn't happen here. It did not happen. It did not happen here because it took it out with a week. So I will not consider this as a market structure shift. Rather, I will consider this area as the market structure shift because this is when the candle took above the recent high that we have here. We swept liquidity below here and then took at this high, which is the last high. Now the retracement coming in. The retracement has already swept this inducement, but this here is the last bearish candle. So I marked it out with this other one because the market got rejected at this point. It also came back here, rejected inside, pulled back, continue above. Also, if you look at this candle too, the candle got rejected inside our same zone, and also this bullish one came down into it, got rejected again. So, and also this other candle, it opened here, went above there. It was just grabbing liquidities around this area. So I have the feeling that there are more liquidities around here. So I'm gonna took that area as my as my supply zone. Then as my support, as my support area. So I believe the market should, still come down. Still come down to take out this liquidity and then tap into here, either break below or give us a confirmation to go higher from there. But that is not what I have for now. This is still a long story. This man right here is still a long story. There are hidden stories behind it, which I don't want to go into right now. I just want to go into directly onto what I have to trade right now. So now, if you look closely, even the market might not still end up coming back here if it's gonna take it if it's gonna take off from there. Let's go back to the 4 hour. Let me show you something. Because as the market came down, it shows that this area there was a fair value gap here. If you look closely, I will mark this as my fair value gap from here till what, till down here. You see that? I'm gonna take that as my fair value gap. So it's like the market has already come down, tapping into that fair value gap, taking out that inducement that formed in this area, and what? And it gives us another confirmation in the 1 hour. In the 1 hour, which is here. You see, low, high, low. Okay, let me mark it out like this for you. We have a low, we have a high, we have a low, we have another high. This high, this doesn't look like a market structure shift. This is not a market structure shift. I'm not considering this as a market structure shift. But then low and then another high. So now, where did our main market structure shift happen? This high was actually taken out, not here, not here, but where? But here. This was where it got taken out. And now we have this support area remaining, which is formed as what? As an order block. Now the fair value gap that was left here has already been medicated, just like exact same thing that it did in the 4 hour time frame. The fair value gap that it left there has already been tapped in before the major market structure shift. I don't know if you understand. So now, what am I gonna do? No, this is not what I want to remove. This fair value gap that was left here has already been tapped in last week to form a retracement for us to continue lower. Now I'm gonna look out for more sales. I don't want to talk much about what is going on the chart. I just want to show you guys what I'm looking out for as the market just opened. Now, as the market opened, we ended up dropping below, so which keeps me more what? More confident that this area has already been formed as what? As an order block. And this was a low. This was a low, which is gonna become a breaker block in the 15 minutes, and But before I will consider that though, I would like the market to look at this area. Okay, I'm not explaining this too well because I don't feel then finish come dash you my knowledge for free. Nah, nah. Now we have things more clear in the 15 minutes. We have things much clear under the 15-minute time frame. So this is the area where I'm looking at the trade from. Yeah, there is my point. But once this liquidity has been taken out, you have to be careful with what you do and how you manage your risk. So now on this area, I will have my, is it my breaker block or my mitigation block to be this point. So each of the parts can give me a confirmation to execute my trade. So either of them that I got any confirmation from during the London session is the area where I'm gonna use to take my to take my trade. So I have this point 1 and then I have this point 2. So that is the area where I'm looking at for more sales in the market. This position, this short position that I placed is not where I'm taking my trade from. It is where I'm looking for possible confirmation. Possible confirmation. I was supposed to get 1:5 points. Yep. No. Then I have this as my order block. Yeah, from the 1 hour. That is right. So guys, this is my trade from tomorrow. If you guys has been following both our last videos, you will actually understand the main structure that we got from daily, which is normally our top down analysis. That is what they call top down analysis. You see the way I draft out everything right from daily. And if you were to have a question like, why are you looking out for sales since we already have a market structure shift on the 4-hour time frame to go bullish? Now, let me run a quick explanation if I'm not going to take much of your time. If you look at the daily, this here, okay, here was the market structure shift. We went up all the way up to this area, and this is now a retracement. Now after a retracement, if we are bearish, we are supposed to do what? We are supposed to continue down, in which we did. Do not mind these internal structures that we have here. So we ended up breaking below, which was here. So after we broke below, what next are we expecting? We are expecting another retracement to continue that same downward movement. Now, where is that retracement coming in from? This here was the retracement. Here was the retracement. And now where are we retracing to? We have another block here, which was the only valid point of interest that I'm seeing in all this move that happened all the way here. This was the last order block, and then we have a fair value gap. And now we respected the fair value gap and break below again. Now after we break below, what next are you expecting? You're expecting what? You're expecting another retracement. Now where is that our retracement? Let me zoom in. Now where is the valid point that we have in all this down movement? All this down movement, our only valid point that we have, which is from here for the retracement, is this fair value gap and this other block. The next thing is this resistance that we have here. Nothing else is here. This was just a chunky trade, a chunky trend that came down. So we have this other block and this fair value gap that was here. And now we entered into that other block, and we happen to respect it. And now what next are we doing? We are coming below, but now it looks like it is struggling. That was the only reason why. That was the only reason why I mapped out this point here on the what, on the 4 hour time frame, because as it's struggling to come down, it was supposed to drop massively to continue the downward movement. As it's struggling to come down, this point that caused that retracement, it might end up respecting that area and do what, and continue upward. Now as we are continuing upward, where are we heading to? We are heading upward because we still have a resistance here that has not been retested, and we have what, an order block up here has not also been respected. So if we are to respect the other block, we are first of all going to come up to this area, take out this liquidity, go into the other block, give us another shift in direction for us to do what, for us to continue lower, unless the market is done with the upward movement. If it's done with the upward movement, you're gonna see how it's gonna take out, you're gonna see how it's going to take out this high with a long and huge candle. That's what you're gonna see. You're just gonna see a huge candle that is gonna take out that high, and then that means once this high is taken out, I'm no longer looking for sales in the market. I'm no longer looking for sales. But in case we respect this area, if we end up, that means if we are respecting that area, that means we are going to come above and take out this high. And once we take out that high, our retracement we continue what, higher to this area, and then the retracement, if it's not going to respect it, the retracement will continue up here. If it doesn't retrace it and break the retracement, we continue higher like that until we get to a point either here or even all the way above here. So the market do whatever it wants, we just predict, and anyone that tries to play out that way, we decide to follow it up. So that is actually what we are going to do. So now let's drop down to the 4 hour again, and continue. Okay, I've already mapped out everything. So the the main chart is on the 15 minutes. So now the 15 minutes, yeah, this is what I'm going to be looking at for. If you have any questions, you can let me know, and I'll put you all through with that.